right. Hello, knockouts. Tonya TKO here. And we're just getting started. So I'm just coming in. I just sent out the message to the mailing list. And so we're doing a stay-at-home quarantine event today where we are making homemade New York style pizza from scratch for the very first time. You all know, if there's anything that you know about me, I'm vegetarian, but the reason that I will not go vegan is because I love New York style pizza. During this quarantine, I have not been able to get my pizza. And so, hey, Ronnie, JJ, Shar, Ashley, Pinky, Laurent is the first person on the scene. Notification, gang, gang. So welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. We are doing something new today. I am making New York style pizza, but I am a little concerned, as you see from the look on my face. I posed with the dough. I posed with the dough that I made last night, and I put it to rest in the refrigerator overnight. But it did not rise it didn't double in size. My yeast was struggling. I had struggle yeast. This is my first time working with yeast. I usually, well, first of all, I don't make, I've never made bread at home. The most that I'd ever done is West Indian Johnny cake. Some people call them fried dumpling. So basically it's salted wet dough fried in oil, but you just use some baking powder in there, and then it rises from that. So this is my first time working with yeast, but you all know, because I've been afraid of yeast for years, but you all know that I started making kombucha in California because I love kombucha. And so I was like, okay, well, I've worked with bacteria before, so I'm like, I'm not going to be afraid of yeast. And so I bloomed the yeast last night, but I wasn't sure what to expect. And I saw some few struggle bubbles come up. It was like a little, when you hear a fly on the windowsill and it's dying and it's giving its last little buzz of its wings. That's the way the yeast was. It was like, and so I had some struggle yeast, and I'll show you the dough. I'll show you the dough. So welcome in, everyone. Welcome. This is the dough right here. It is a little bit puffed, but it did not double in size, which I was expecting. Maybe it did double in size. Maybe. See, now, you know how sometimes you try to convince yourself of a lie? I say it didn't double in size. I say, you think the dough looks good? Oh, that's right. You're a baker, aren't you, Ronnie? So anybody here, have you ever worked with, anybody here ever worked with yeast? I need to know if my dough looks good. I wanted the dough to remain wet. I did knead this last night with my niece, and she said it was like slime. So we got in there and we were kneading it, and it was a wet dough. I heard that wet dough goes thinner and it's also more moist. So I wanted to just try it out first with the wet dough. Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. Okay. So what's the verdict? Good afternoon, everyone. Has anybody here worked with yeast? Does it look good? Okay, let's see. Okay, so Shapa worked in a bakery for a few years. Okay. Have you ever made pizza? Because it's very wet, so it's kind of just like blah. You know, I'm not going to say like that young lady who took off the corset, because that would be mean. But I'm just going to say it's like blah. So, okay, so everybody's saying it looks good. Okay. All right, so I guess we shall go forward then. I guess we'll go forward. We'll go forward. I might have to split this dough in two pieces because Pink is saying all bread looks good to me. Okay. LeBron is saying he thought it would look sunken. I mean, but it doesn't look like the way the guy in the video did it. Like I watched a YouTube video to get the recipe. So it's basically yeast, um, 2.5 cups of water, 5 cups of flour, tablespoon of sugar, and a tablespoon of salt. I feel like there's a little bit too much salt in it because I tasted a little bit of the dough last night. It was very salty. I was like, what is this guy saying? What has he done to us? And 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Plus the bowl is lined in olive oil. All right, so we're gonna try it. Why not? What do we have to lose? So welcome in, everyone. Let me get my camera. Let me get my camera set up so that I could welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. We're going to, oops. Lord, my camera is dropping. I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on, give me a second. Turn the oven on. And hold on. I'm trying to get the camera set up so we could oh Lord, it's too high. Like rent in New York. Any other people in New York out there? How's your morale today? How's your morale? Talk to me. All right. So let's all right. Let's go forward. Let me see. Okay, so turn on the oven and put the greased dough in a glass bowl on top with a wet towel. On top, it will double in a few hours. Okay. So what you're saying is that, so you're saying that the dough needs to rise some more is what you're saying. So we need to wait a few more hours is what you're saying? And Ravina is saying, Tonya attempting to cook. You know, I'm a very skilled cook. I can cook very well, as a matter of fact. But, you know, there's a first time for everything. And this is my first time with New York style pizza. Oh, goodness. This is my first time with New York style pizza. So there's a first time for everything. Every person who's ever made anything has made something for the first time. And this is my first time making New York style pizza. And so this dough has been in the refrigerator overnight. It's been in the refrigerator since last night. So I started making this dough yesterday at 8 p.m. I finished it around 10 p.m., you know, with all the mixing and kneading and watching the video and rewinding and all of that. So what more do we need to do? Does it rise slower in the refrigerator? I don't know. I really don't know. What more do I need to do? Because we're talking from 10, it's been 14 hours in the refrigerator. Okay, I do. I made 4 of these, so I do have more to try. So you know what I'll do? I'm gonna cut this in half. I'm gonna put the bowl on top of the stove, and then we'll see. So let me get my hands washed. Okay. All right. I told everybody I had struggle yeast. The yeast was hanging on for dear life. So I do have some active yeast, so I guess what we'll do, you know what? We're gonna turn this into 3 different pizzas, all right? We're gonna do 2 experiments. We're gonna do 3 experiments, okay? So listen, anybody who has ever, all of my old TKO skin customers know that I am fierce when it comes to the kitchen. I used to bake you all treats all the time. Well, once a year I would bake treats, you know, for Christmas and stuff like that. In this particular instance, I am outside of my comfort zone. I am trying something new, which I have not done before. And I'm excited and scared about it. So we're going to do, anybody who's ever cooked knows, anybody who's ever good, anyone who's good at cooking knows that you have to experiment. You have to try and see what works. So what we're going to do is we're going to split this dough into 3 parts, and we're going to turn this into 3 mini pizzas. We're going to do 3 experiments. We're going to use this as is with the struggle yeast from last night. We're going to knead this again with some fast-acting yeast, right? We're going to put some fast-acting yeast inside of some flour, and then we're going to knead it. And then we're going to use this. And you know what? We should do 4 experiments. We should cut this into 4 pieces. Do 4 experiments. So we're going to do 2 fast-acting yeast experiments and 2 as-is experiments, right? So the fast-acting yeast is going to have 2. Oh God, what am I trying to say? Let me start again. So we're going to do 4 experiments, right? So, you know what's strange? Since we've been sitting here, it looks like the yeast has, look at it. Tell me this is not bigger than it was when I first started the video. So the refrigerator retards the growth of the yeast or the spread of the yeast. How unfortunate. So how unfortunate. I need somebody, rewind the video. Please, rewind the video and let me know if this yeast is bigger. This is embarrassing. Because I'm like, what's going on here? All right. So what we're going to... Somebody answer me. Is this yeast bigger? I think it's bigger. Somebody, it's bigger now. The yeast is growing. All right. So listen, this is what we're going to do. I don't even think that we need any more yeast then, since this is growing now that it's out of the fridge. Oh, God. So we're going to cook half now and half later. Yeah, what? Okay. I'm telling you, it looks like it's growing larger to me, but you know, sometimes your mind can play tricks on you. Sometimes you see what you want to see. This is like any relationship. And I'm telling myself that the yeast is getting bigger. You know what? The only thing, we have to put a marker in the bowl. Like if we put something in the bowl, you know what? We're going to mark the bowl. 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 I'm going to put a little flour. I'm going to put a little flour and see. I'm going to put a little flour around the side of the bowl. And we're going to see if this thing is rising. Okay? Miss Pinky is saying, just cook it. You know what? That's easy for you to say as you sit there. I'm gambling 5 cups of flour on this. Listen, in an apocalypse. I'm gambling with my flour in an apocalypse. So you sit at home nice and outside of risk. All right. Okay. I'm looking at it. All right. So now here, look. Look. Can you see? All right. So I've marked the sides with flour. Oh, goodness. You know what? Forget it. I'm just going to go ahead and cook it. All right. Let's just move forward. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. Because I'm telling you, it's getting bigger before my eyes. It's getting bigger. Oh, goodness. Okay. I'm telling you. Look. I'm telling you. All right. You haters. Some of you haters. You're hating on my dough. All right. So, we're going to be cooking this today on a piece of wax parchment. I don't know what this is. It's wax covered parchment or whatever. I don't know. I bought this when I used to dehydrate stuff. Right? And so somebody's telling me that it's going to triple in size. I mean, as a woman, you know, I like the way that sounds. I like the way that sounds. So, hold on. Somebody said they rewinded it. Hold on. Shauna is telling us it's the same size. I'm telling you, Shauna, you don't look right. You don't look right. You know what? Shauna, I'm gonna tell you how you lie. I'm gonna tell you how you lie. Cause look, the flour. This thing is rising. Shauna, everybody, we need to do a GoFundMe for Shauna's glasses. Cause Shauna don't know what she's talking about. Look, oops, I gotta tighten this. Let me tighten my thing. Shauna doesn't know what she's talking about. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. Oops, this thing. Oh, it's the thing that's loose. Okay, here, let me tighten it. Look, do you see that flour right there? It is no longer down on the side. Look, do you see that right there? It is lifted. Are you seeing it? Shauna, look. Remember that flour was down by the side? Now look, it's up in the air. I'm letting you know. Look, do you see it? Look. It's up in the air now. Look at this one that used to be on the side. It's lifted away from the side. So I knew, listen, as a woman, I know when something's getting larger. The only thing I can't tell is when I'm getting larger. That's it. That's what the clothes be in the dryer. Okay, so we good. We good then. Which means that the thing is rising. So it's still rising as we speak. Which means that we played ourselves by putting it inside of the refrigerator because we should have just left it out and it would have been big. So now what do we do? What do we do? I'm telling Shauna, do you see that the flour is now up in the air? I'm trying to let you know. Okay. I'm glad I did that experiment because even I was confused. But now I know. Now I know. All right. Now I know. Exactly. All right. Okay. So now we have a predicament. Because the video has already started. So what do we do now? We're supposed to be cooking. Now we're supposed to wait for the dough to rise some more. What do we do? Do we come back? Do we just do like it do with how it did done did? You think it's warm in the oven? Hold on, let's see. Let me cover this. I don't have no cloth, so let me just cover it with my parchment. Okay. You know what? Here. I turned on the oven to 200. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just let it get a little warm in there and then place the dough inside there. I'm going to turn it off. I'm just going to let it warm up to 200. and then place the dough in there, because it's cold in New York and it's not warm in the oven. I don't know how your oven is maintaining heat. That does not sound very efficient. I don't have a wet towel. I don't have a wet towel. I don't have a wet towel. What about aluminum foil? Will aluminum foil work? I could put aluminum foil over it, but I don't have a wet towel. And look, the flour is even higher than it was before. So listen, this is a learning experience for us all. I am learning. Hopefully you're learning something too. I don't have a wet towel, but I can cover it with aluminum foil. That's what I can do. We don't have paper towels. Paper towels and toilet paper were some of the first things to go in New York. So it's dire out here. It's dire. All right, let's see. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn it off. Just heated it up just a little bit. All right, I turned it off. Now I'm just gonna leave it in there and let's see what happens. Thank you all for the tips. I'm glad we got some bakers in the house. And somebody's saying no homo. Why do we even have to add that? You know, it's like we've gotten to the stage where now we feel like if you give a woman a compliment, all of a sudden it supposedly implies she want to yam your bush. It was just a compliment. I take the compliment. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right. So so people rushing me now. Now it's just like cook half now. Put the other half on the stove top. Okay, listen. The whole thing is in there. Okay, it's in there. What are we supposed to do now? It's in there. All right, let's see. Okay, all right. It's cooled. It's cooling back down, so it's not like it's cooking in the oven. All right, so let's just give it a little while in there while we're doing that. All right. Oh, Lord have mercy. How are you else out there doing during this time period? Oh, you know what? If somebody wants to call in, put up a number 1. Put up a 1 if you want to call in. I'll go get the calling apparatus apparati. If anybody wants to call in, just put up a 1 and you can call and keep me company. Jordan, you didn't offend me. No. I don't have a regular towel because remember, when I came back in from Nigeria. So the towel that I have is the one towel that I bathe with. So that's it. I don't have another towel. And so that's the situation right there. I don't have another towel. You gotta remember, my mother died when I was 19, right? And this is my father's house. And men, they don't really operate the way women operate. You know, like if my mother was still alive, there would be plenty of there would be stacks of towel and a linen closet. Let's do a survey of the men out there. Men who are not gay, men who are not gay, how many towels do you have in your home? Just asking. Just asking, how many towels do you have? How many sheet sets do you got? And what's the quality of those sheet sets? Listen, I mean, I want you all to be. So when I tell you I don't have a towel, listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying. You all standing up there like, oh, it could be regular towel, honey. I ain't got regular towel. If my mother was still alive, we would have china and utensils. My father has, if there's 4 people in the house, there will be 4 forks, 4 spoons, 4 knives, and sometimes not even that. I'm telling you, if I open up the cupboard right there, there's 4 plates. It's not like how you think it is. 4 plates and 1 glass. Listen. Listen, I can open it if you think I'm lying. I can open it. Men just, they don't see things the way women do. This is when I make my videos and I say that women turn a house into a home, I'm telling the truth. This is, women are the ones who get the curtains and the towel, the linen closet, and they get the fancy china, and they do these little things that turn a house from a house into a home. Sprinkle the dough with water. Okay. All right, let's take a look at our dough and see what we have. There's, oh, some more dough in the camera, baby. Still big, still big. Okay. It's a little bigger, but not by much. Let's sprinkle it with some water. And yes, this is my glass. This is my glass, which is the jar from my coconut oil. So don't talk to me about excess. I'm telling you, don't talk to me about excess. This is my glass right here. Oh, goodness. So, ladies, you know what? There's a lot of. All right, let's put it back in there. But the heat is done down from the oven. Child, that's my cup. That's my cup. That's my cup. I'm just gonna cycle it up and down from 200. So ladies out there, you know what? I think our, see, okay. You know how the United States, how H1N1 and Ebola and all of these other pandemics went by without us really noticing here in the United States. We noticed in the news, but that was other people's problems, right? It's because of the contribution of adept, qualified leaders that had us be able to kind of overlook it. And now that we don't have a person who is adept, we realize what it is that we were missing. And I think that women's contribution in the household, I think that women's contribution in the household is really kind of overlooked. Like, people don't really know just how much we give until we're not there. Do you know what I mean? Until you don't have a woman who holds that space. So listen, LaRon is telling you I have one towel and a robe. Do you see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. Like, a man is not going to be like, oh, I have a whole, well, some men, but most men are not going to be like, oh, I have a whole stack of towels and sheets and all different sizes and all that other stuff. And if you leave it to men, you will be wiping with one ply. Listen, I had to take over the toilet paper situation. Now, I wasn't going to play with that now. I wasn't going to play with that. Because a sister has got to feel clean. You know what I'm saying? Make this TMI. Make this TMI. Okay. All right. And you know what? Listen, Pamela saying her dad is a millionaire and will still drink out of a jar. You know what? And I'll say this. And you'll hear that ambulance going all day long, all day long. This is part of the ambiance of living in New York now. The wealthiest of people are the ones who scrimp. Like, when I hang out with millionaires, you don't see them with all of this fancy bling. It's when the money matters. You know what I'm saying? When the money matters, the money is there. You know what I'm saying? When the money matters, the money is there. However, it is up to us women to coax men to use some of that money for some of the plushness and comforts of life. Because if you left it up to men, we would be living bare minimalist lives. I remember when I had TKO skin, my father was like, Tonya, you're making any money at all. You're spending all the money on packaging. Right? This is my father. And I'm like, Dad, it's the packaging, the beautiful packaging that has people spending the money that I'm charging for this. It's the quality of the products, it's the beauty of the packaging. And he was like, he was like, the tissue paper, they're just gonna throw it away. And I'm like, they can reuse the tissue paper. But it was like a gift. It was, my packages were a gift. People would open it and they would feel special. People would mail my packaging to my product to people, and they would know that when the person received it, that it was like opening a present. If you leave it up to men, please. So the vitamin E is still for sale. It was about, I haven't checked the stock inventory, but it will sell out. So I haven't been promoting it. I've just been letting people who have heard of it in my videos, etc., get it. But I just want the people who really want it to have it. I'm not interested in getting the new people who never heard of it to try it. I'm not in the trial phase. I'm here to provide it for people. So yeah, if you order next week, you should be able to get it if it doesn't sell out. And so my dad is from Nevis, West Indies. Oh, wow. So LaRon's grandpa. So dip this in the middle. She has a balance between masculine and feminine. Well, so that means that you're already a couple then. Since you already have the masculine and feminine balance, most people need the other to balance them out. Okay, so LaRon is talking about how his grandpa was using the same furniture. Listen, my dad still has the same furniture from, and he reupholsters, like if something goes worn, he just has it reupholstered, and because the bones on the furniture are good, the foundation is good, he just reupholster it. I'm trying to tell you. Hold on. Men that have all the pretty towels that are players, is that true for you all in the chat? Jordan is asking. Well, you know what? Listen, Jordan, what's the question? Are they players if they got all the beautiful towels? There's some woman around somewhere. I'm telling you, there's some woman around somewhere. So basically what some of these men do is they know how to make their houses comfortable. They know how to use their layer. They know how to use their layer to be able to make women feel comfortable and then at ease. So are they players? I don't know. You have to tell me. Are they players? I know players, or I would say they're seducers. The men the men who are single and their houses are plush and laid out, they're seducers. That's what I've always found. They know exactly how to do. They know exactly. Kita, your dad has gone too far. Kita said her father still has a box television. You know what? We just got rid of the box TV that we had, maybe 2013. It was unbelievable. And then we had the box on top of the old box. So the old box had become for the what do you call that? A table for the new box. So yeah, I found that they are seducers. That's what I have found. Let's check on our dough. All right, let's see what we have here. All right, look at that. It smells yeasty. Look. Okay. More? Does it need to, you think it needs to be in for more time? Or is that enough? It's smelling yeasty though, I'll tell you that much. Oh, let me sprinkle it with some more water so it doesn't dry out. My sprinkles. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm telling you, it was a struggle yeast. I'm telling you. So you know what? What we're gonna do is we're gonna leave it in for a little while longer, and then we're gonna move forward. And I'm telling you, it wasn't completely dead, but it was on in ICU. My yeast is just like this whole damn pandemic. Leave it for longer. How much longer? So we're gonna take it out in a little while, and then we're gonna do it half and half, and we're gonna do one half of it. You know what? Let's do it into fours, because I don't really know how big one pizza is going to be, because I just need it to be this big, which is, it looks like it's about 14, because this is probably about 12 inches right there. I would ask the men to tell me how many inches this is, but we know men have problems calculating inches. How many? Listen. I'm just trying to be truthful. So this is probably 12 inches right there. So this is probably about 14 inches. Probably about 14 inches right there. So anyway, let me get my cheese out so the cheese is warm. Okay. All right, we're gonna leave our struggle dough alone for just a little while longer. So indigo has some wasps. They have some, I think smoke gets rid of wasps from what I remember. So go get your sage. Go get your sage and go put some smoke up. I'm sure YouTube knows if you Google it. Hey, Raph, how you doing? You know, we're making pizza today. Right now, we are working with some struggle yeast. So we are trying to force this dough to rise a little bit before we start stretching it. But that's what we're waiting for right now. We have the dough inside of a bowl in the oven. The oven is slightly warm. We just cycled it up to 200 degrees and then turned it right off so that the heat could be in there and then just go down. And we're just waiting to get some more lift in the dough. Who in here is surprised that Indigo has sage in her home? Who here is surprised? No one here is surprised. And so Pamela is saying, tell me how my millionaire jar drinking thrift store shopping father can meet a woman and judge her class and wealth in 5 minutes. Okay, well, ask your father to come hither and take a look at my videos and see whether or not he can assess in these parts. See if he can assess. Tell him come to send him a link. Let's see if he got the gift or if he just got the gab. um, Raf, yes, everybody who knows Tonya loves New York style pizza, and so I had to get my fix. Indigo, I don't know what type of friends you have. It really does not sound like you have found your tribe, and I don't understand why you're settling. I don't understand why you're settling. So, for all of you who, this is the type of cheese that you need for pizza. Low moisture whole milk mozzarella. This is shredded. Shredded cheese is not ideal, but it's very hard to find whole milk, low moisture mozzarella. But I guess since this is New York, it was there. So welcome in, welcome in. For the people who are just getting here, we are making pizza. Our dough is we're trying to get some more lift out of the dough inside the oven. But let's see. All right. Some people say leave it longer, so we're gonna cut this into 4 parts. Look at that. We did get more lift. Who was it that was it Shauna who was saying that it was not rising? Look. It is doing something. All right. So we're gonna break this into 4 different pieces. I'm using my phone, so I don't even know if we're supposed to knead this again or if we're just supposed to just go straight into stretching it. Anybody out there ever made pizza? Because I need some help. I need some assistance right now. After you let your dough rest and rise. Oh, shuggy duggy. Look, bubbles are coming up inside the dough. Oh, snap. Something is happening. I'm going to put it back. I'm going to put it back while we talk. Do I need to knead this again? So it just looks wet. Maybe I should lift it out of the bowl. Who has experience? Because I'm getting a lot of answers from the gallery. I want to know who has made pizza before. Do I need to knead it again? Or do I just stretch it now, straight out of the thing? Is my sauce ready? Hold on. I'm just using some marinara from the jar. That's what I'm doing. I'm just using marinara from the jar. I'm using marinara from the jar because I was like, this is just too dramatic to just go out there and get pizza sauce. I was like, we're doing too much. So I need to flour down the table and do what? What else am I supposed to do at this point? Listen. I need somebody to jump off and then jump back in and let me know, are we supposed to knead this again, or do we just cut it and then stretch it? I think we just turn it over and over and then just let it stretch out, right? Put it on our fist. Or come on now. Oh Lord. Okay, so Pamela is experienced. Okay. So Pamela, let's take a look at my dough. Ralph, hush your mouth. We're talking to the experienced expert, Pamela. All right, so this is my dough right now. It has doubled in size from last night, so I'm okay with that. It is a very wet dough because I heard the wet dough stretches thinner and is crispier. This is what I heard. So I was okay. So it was very difficult working with a wet dough, but I left the dough wet because I really want that thin New York style pizza. We are not Chicagoans over here. We are not from Chicago. So we're not trying to go for no deep dish or no big crust. We're going for a very thin, flat New York style pizza. And I am hoping that we can accomplish this. If we don't, I'm blaming you all. That's just is how it is. I'm gonna be like, I trusted you all because you all have the access of all of the Googles out there. So, and plus, you all have expertise that maybe I don't know. So Pamela is saying she's experienced. Do we need to knead this again, Pamela? Do we need to knead it again? You see how it is. The yeast is, our struggle yeast is finally doing something. Come on, Pam, come through with the info. Come through. Look, there's a lot on the line because I'm going to send a message out to my mailing list and I'm going to show them the finished result. And if it don't look good, I was only following instruction of my fan base. So I'm just, what can we do? All right, after the dough has rested, turn it out onto a very lightly floured work surface and knead it by hand about 20 to 30 times. Okay, so that's one piece of advice. Okay, so Queen says next step is to put flour on a flat surface and start to flatten it. Okay. Oh, Pamela dipped out? Oh, we see. Oh, Pam, the experienced one, unless she's just typing and she hasn't input for a while because she's typing so much. Maybe. Maybe. Pam is gone. All right. So we have two pieces of information. Rock, we don't want to hear your guessing. We don't want to hear your guesswork. I want to know. So we have, I know Pamela's run away. You know what? Pam has deserted us, but it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. I'm going to wash my hands again, and then we're going to split this into 4 pieces. And we're going to... Oh, goodness. I wish it was on with it, on the other side. All 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 with it, on the other side. Okay. Did Pamela ever come back? Wait. Pamela's talking about she's in California. Where is the instruction, Pamela? That's how that's how the people in my family say Pamela. 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 Come on, Pamela. Come on, Pamela. Okay. So everybody is saying that it needs a little more flour. All right. So look, we're going to get the camera down so that you all can see what I'm doing. All right, here. Lord have mercy. If I got to get this thing tightened. It's not tight enough. Okay. Okay. So here we go. And so we are going to cut this dough. Oh, this dough is soft. Oh, no, this is too soft. Hold on. Let me see if I could even cut this. Okay. This can't. Hold on. Okay. Oh, Lord. This is like some very soft biscuits. They're not the biscuits that you eat either. Look at this. Shake what your mama gave ya. Okay. And let's go again. We're going to put this into 4 pieces because we're doing our experiment still. Shake what your mama gave ya. All my old heads know that. Oh, goodness. This is way too soft. Oh, it's sticking. Okay, we got 1/4 of it. Okay. All right. So we're going to figure out what to do with these other 3/4 in a moment. But we are going to get so this is our practice dough that we're working with right now. We're going to get a little bit of flour on here. And then we are going to just, okay, so let me just ask you all a question. Are we kneading this? Listen, I need to know, are we kneading it? Not those back alley injectable biscuits. Oh, God. Okay. A little more flour. Okay. 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 All right. All right. So a little more flour is what we're going to do. All right. Okay. Okay. So here we go. Okay. All right. So here we go. All right. It's not bad, actually. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, it's not bad. All right. Let me see if I can get the camera lifted back up so I can see what you all are saying about my dough. See if there's anybody out there dissing my dough. All right, so here, like gravity is really... Oh, my oven is not on. Hold on, let's get the oven on. Okay, so we got the oven at 500. All right, where in the oven are we putting this? Middle, top, or bottom? Middle, top, or bottom? Come on, talk to me. I got a thing all the way up at the top. So New York City ovens are like 1,000 degrees. So here. Oh my goodness, my dough is pulling apart. Ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. This is my dough. Ah! Okay. I'm trying to get this into a circle. Oh, my dough ripped. My dough ripped. Okay. Somebody asked if I'm trying to make Cajun pizza. No. As the title says, New York style pizza. New York style pizza. All right. We just want it to be very thin and New Yorky. I guess it doesn't have to be a circle. We just going for whatever we could get right about now. So, okay, so we have a little hole. I'm gonna try to close up the hole. I need to mend my hole. I need to mend my hole. Okay. All right, so we use a very wet dough for this because we really wanted it to be thin. We really wanted this pizza to be thin. And so we use a very wet dough. I'm going to show you all what I'm doing. So now our pizza is shaped like an amoeba. As you see, it's just any shape that we got it in, because that's the shape that gravity put it in. And so we are just listening to Mother Nature on that one. Okay. All right. So this is our dough. Very, 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 very thin. Very thin. And okay. So this is the dough. It looks like some calf skin. Like, you know, when you dry out hide, that's what it looked like. But this is our first pizza, so we are not going to complain. We are just going to wait for the oven to get hot. And then, so Pamela thinks the dough is a little thin. Is it too thin? It probably is too thin, right? I'm not using a pan. I'm putting it right on this sheet. So we're not using a pan. It is kind of thin. Who thinks I should re-roll it and do it again? Who thinks I should re-roll it and do it again? If you think I should re-roll it and do it again, put up a 1. If you think I should leave it as it is, put up a 2. Put up a 1 if you think I should reform it. And then, okay, so we got 1. We already know Pamela's going to put up a 1. All right, I'm going to reform it. Okay, the 1s are pouring in. Okay, I'm going to reform it. Okay, I'm going to reform it then. I'm going to reform it. Okay, so this is what we have. Let's see. This is what we have. Okay, so we're going to reform it then. Since you all are hating on my thin. Since you all hated on the thin, that's fine. That's fine. So here. Now, here. So now we kneaded it. Okay. Here's our little, here, we kneaded it. All right. So we're making a little mini pizza here. For those of you who are just tuning in, you're cooking with Tonya. First time making New York style pizza. I don't know what I'm doing. We got Google and a few bakers in the audience. So this is what we're doing. We're making a little mini New York style pizza. All right. So now let's see if we can get our dough formed. Okay. All right. So we're just going to let gravity do its thing. Okay. I'm getting a call. I'm not in the mood today. I'm in the mood. I ain't in the mood. New York style pizza does not use a rolling pin. Come out of here with your cockamamie ideas. Here, we're going to stretch it with our fists. Come on. All right. New York style pizza does not use a rolling pin. You go like this. Oops. Thank goodness I had this thing on the table. All right. So, you know, New York style pizza, you got to do. Oops. I ain't going to try it. I'm just going to keep stretching. I ain't going to try that no more. All right. Gravity is starting to come in. Remember, New York style pizza is thin. I see them in the pizza shop going like this with their dough. Back and forth. All right. They do toss it, don't they? Here. Okay. It's not really doing, it's not really, okay. I wish we had some pizza shop people in here. I wish somebody had watched a Udemy or worked in a pizza shop. I, all right, it's getting bigger now. All right. Okay. Okay. It's ripping. The pizza is ripping. What are we going to do? It's ripping. Okay, now it's starting, gravity is starting to take shape. It's ripping right here. I got to stop this rip. Okay. Okay. You see the hole right there? It's not really sticking to my hands though. Ugh, it's just ripping. I'll put flour on my hands, but it's like I don't want to get the dough drier. Okay. Yes. Oh, whoever suggested that flour, even though I was apprehensive, it's actually better. It's better with the flour on the hands because now it's really doing its thing. All right. I got to do this again. I got to do this again. All right, let's do this again. All right. Let's get some flour on the hands. Let's get some flour on the hands. When did you send me the instructions? I thought I saw you. All right, here. 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 Well, this is an experimental one. This is our first one. So we have more dough, but we're just experimenting with the dough. You shared a link. What link am I going to be able to look at while I'm online right now? All right. All right, come on. Kita, this is an experimental one, so there's no more dough. So pause yourself. Pause yourself. All right. Okay, so the dough, this is much better with flour on the hands. Whoever suggested that, I'm sorry I didn't listen to you sooner. You were right. You were right. What's happening now? All right. Somebody's asking if I'm making a personal pan pizza. I don't know what that means. Whoops. I need to move closer. All right. So somebody asked if I'm making a personal pan pizza. What does personal pan pizza mean? Is that a New York style pizza or is that something else? Because I've only heard that referred to in major chains. Exactly. I've only heard of personal pan from Pizza Hut. That's the only place I've ever heard of that. All right, let me get some of this on my knuckles. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. All right, come on. It's like the fingers. If you felt what this felt like, you would see that fingers are too small. Fingers are too small. So it's like the fingers are tearing it. The fist is more like a, I see why they throw them up in the air, because of you need the flat surface to push it out from the middle. So I see why they do that whole thing in New York, because that's actually, see, because wherever my fingers touch, it leaves these like little holes that I can see through the light. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Look at that. Look at that. Hey! Look at that. Look at that. All my New York people. There's a method to the madness. There's a method. Look at that. Look at that. I feel like I'm from New York now. Hey! Hey! All right. All right, let's see. Oh, I just ripped it with my fingers. I just ripped it. I just ripped it. All right, come on. Come on. I'm just going to leave that hole there because I'm going to try to close the hole. All right, I closed the hole. But the fingers are too harsh. The fingers are too harsh for the dough. You can't do this with fingers. You have to do this with fists. You have to do it with fists. The fingers are too harsh. You see that? See, every time I touch it with my fingers, it makes holes in it. All right. Here we go. Okay. This pizza has seen finer days. This pizza is on its last leg. This pizza. All right. I'm telling you, I'm just trying to tell you all, if you do this at home, some of you are going to try to use a rolling pin, and I done already told you, rolling pin no bueno. This is New York style pizza. I'm trying to let you all know. I'm trying to let you all know that fingers are too harsh for the dough. Fingers are too harsh. You really do need that fist. Okay. You need that fist. All right. Okay, so I think we're going to do it like this. So we have this. This is what we have so far. This is what we have. All right. Okay, let me turn it down so you all can see. Okay. So this is what we have so far. Oh, every time I touch it with my fingers, it bursts holes in it. This is what I'm telling you. Fingers are too harsh. Fingers are spiny. Fingers are spiny. Fingers are spiny. All right. And it's like we have these pockets. I feel like, okay, here. Here. Okay, this is exactly what we need right there, a fist. Okay, here. I'm trying to close up the holes. All right. All right, who's ready? I'm ready. All right. I'm just trying to get this crust part. Oh, every time I touch it with my fingers, it busts holes in it. This is what I'm telling you. You have to do this with a fist. You have to. All right. See, every time I touch it with my fingers, it busts holes in it. All right, we're just gonna go forward. We're gonna get our sauce and then cheese on. All right? And we're gonna see, because I'm trying to stretch out this part, but it's not stretching. It's just like no holes. Get our sauce. All right. New York style pizza has a very small amount of sauce on it. So if you all think that this is too little, you don't know New York style pizza. You don't know New York style pizza if you think this amount of sauce is too little. You want to get it as thin as possible. I've been watching them make pizza all my life in New York, and they use sauce like that, just like that, and it looks like it's going to be too little, and you're like, what you doing, man? And then you realize once it comes out to perfection, that's the right amount. All right, so we're just I'm getting the cheese package opened. Remember, we are using low moisture, whole milk mozzarella. So it's the full fat. You don't want to skimp on that fat. So we're going to put our mozzarella on here. I'm going to put our mozzarella on here. And then I also have a 4-cheese Italian. So we're going to use some of that as well. And we're going to get some, what are the cheeses in here? We're going to get some, and then this one is reduced fat that my niece got. Well, we just got to work with what we got. So we got so most of this is mozzarella. So here we go. So there we go. All right, so we're ready to put this in the oven. Do we need more cheese? All right, I'm gonna put a little bit more cheese, a little bit more cheese. Because you know, everybody loves cheese, and I love cheese. All right, so I'm gonna show you all the pizza. All right. So this is our pizza right there, and we're going to put it in the oven. Oh, bombaclat is hot. Jesus Christ. I've never felt inside of an oven that hot before. All right. So they say 5 to 7 minutes. And Cola, you don't know what you're talking about. No more sauce than that. No more sauce. New York style pizza has very little sauce on it. It's those places that don't know what they do and they fill up with sauce. And then the next thing you know, the thing is horrible. Oh, okay. Okay, so it is 1:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, all right. So we're gonna give it 5 minutes. We're gonna give it 2 minutes, then we're gonna turn it around like they do in New York. I don't know why they do that, but we're gonna do it like they do. All right. We're gonna do it like they do. Oh, we're supposed to put this on top of the stove. Here we go. All right. So we got our dough on top of the stove. All right. All right. Okay. And Cola, where are you from? Let's see where you're from. I bet you're from someplace in the Midwest, right? Or South, right? Tell me. And Cola, where are you from? Because we need to understand your pizza credentials. We need to understand, okay? All right. All right. So, and Cola, what are your pizza credentials? 3 minutes, it's thin. Well, it's been 1 minute. All right. It's been 1 minute. Okay. It's been 1 minute. And Cola is from Harlem. Oh no, we're gonna have to take your New York card. Pizza police, and Cola has done an infraction on the internet. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, let's turn it. Oh, shoot, that thing hot. Oh. Oh. Do not be like Tonya. Oh, okay. All right, don't be like Tonya. All right, we're just gonna turn this a little bit. Okay. We're just gonna turn this. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. It is hot in the oven. It is hot. I never felt heat. Oh, let me just see. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay. You know what? We gotta move this down lower in the oven. We gotta move it down lower. But this thing is too hot. So let me get another thing. Oh my Lord, have mercy. Because the top is getting brown, but the dough. Okay. Okay. Oh. 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 Okay. Okay. Oh, it's hot. Oh. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. I think my face is cooking. No, I need something to drink. It's hot. Oh. Oh, where my... Oh, I'm confused. I just can't. No. Oh. You think I'm joking? You think I'm joking? This is no joke. Oh God. This is no joke. This is no joke. Oh God. Hold on. Okay, let's take it out. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's take a look. I gotta turn that off. I'm sorry. All right. Let's take a look at our pizza. Let's take a look. See what we got here. Okay, so this is the pizza. The dough feels nice. Oh, dough feels nice. Okay. All right, we did it. All right, so who want to taste it? Who want to see the bottom of it? So this is the bottom of the pizza. Not bad. Not bad. All right, let's check our dough on top of this oven because let's sprinkle some water on top of there. Oh. Okay, y'all looking at my rolls of fat in the back? Okay, all right. Okay, are you all ready to taste the pizza? And one guy that I was watching was like, you got to get it out of the oven before that yellow layer of fat forms on top. And I'm like, oh, you talking about? That's the best part of New York pizza. Okay, so this is our pizza right there. Looks good, right? Looks good. All right, so we're gonna cut this and then we're going to taste it. You know what? Look at this. Thin crust. Wonderful. I'm glad we did. And even the parts that were holes broken through, we fussed about that for nothing. Because when all was said and done, it cooked through. Tania? 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 You want to taste? You don't want to taste the pizza? Okay. You do. You can stand back there. You don't have to get on camera. All right. You can just say out loud what you think about it. Okay? Here you go. It's hot. You want to cool down? Or all right, I'll let you come back when it's cool. All right. So we're going to taste the pizza. Nailed it. Nailed it. Okay. We did it. We did it. We did it. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. All right, Tania, cool down. You want yours? Yeah. All right, come. Here you go. All right, taste it and tell everybody what you think. All right, how is it? Oh, she's still tasting it. Excuse me. She's smiling at least. How is it? You don't like it? She's still tasting it. Hold on. All right. How is it?
Cheesy.
Okay, cheesy, she says. What else?
Good.
Good. What else?
Needs to be puffier a little bit.
It needs to be puffier a little bit, she says.
I like to eat the ends too, but they're hard.
Oh, she says she likes to eat the crust, but it's hard. Okay. All right. So it got the seal of approval from a young New Yorker. Okay. Got the seal of approval. She said it's cheesy, but she said the dough needs to rise some more. All right. So what are we gonna do? This is our dough now. Look, it has risen some more. It has risen some more. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do an experiment now, right? Oh, my face, I'm telling you, if I had any hair on my face, it was burnt off from looking inside that oven. All right. All right, so you didn't miss the whole video. You could go back and rewind. We still only halfway through our experiment. So we made one pizza already, right? And now, this is good. This is good. We made one pizza. We're gonna make two more. This was our experimental pizza. We're gonna make two more. Okay? We're gonna make two more. My niece said it needs to puff up some. So we're gonna get some. We're gonna get some we're gonna get some instant yeast. And we're going to knead it. We're going to take half of it and we're going to knead it with instant yeast. The other half, we're going to just use the one that has risen from being on top of the stove. All right, so we're going to use it as is. And then, you know what, as a matter of fact, thank you. Let me open up the window. Because it's hot. Thank you. All right. So we are going to cut this in half. We're gonna do a wet dough next because we're not going to add any more flour to the next dough. We're gonna cut this in half. And we're going, you know what? As a matter of fact, let me think for a moment. Let me think for a moment what we should do. Because we were going to do 3, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to do one just like that with it risen from the stove. So our control batch. We're going to do it just like that, risen from the stove. Then we're going to use some instant yeast. I heard this is not even the best yeast to use. I saw a video, a woman said she doesn't use this yeast. She uses a yeast called SOF yeast. So nonetheless, right? We're going to dust it and mix the wet dough with yeast, right? And then we're going to do another one and mix the dough with yeast and flour. So we're going to mix the yeast into flour. Let's see. Should we put this in water? Let's see how we use this. There's no instructions. There's no instructions on this, so you're on your own. Oh, Lord. You know what this thing says on the back? It says, chill out and save time. Interrupted while baking or want to plan ahead, no problem. Simply cover your dough loosely and refrigerate. Come back within 24 hours, remove from the fridge, and resume rising. So it doesn't rise in the fridge. I feel like a fool. All right, so this yeast doesn't have instructions, so we are going to just open up a little bit. Whew. My sauce is not homemade. I'm just using some spaghetti sauce from the jar, child. I ain't playing these games with people talking about SOF yeast. SOF. SOF. All right. This was good. This was good, but the crust was a little dry after it cooled off a little bit. It was a little dry. Okay. All right. All right. All right, let me clean off my mat. Oh no, I ate the control group. This is all we have left. I'm gonna save this little bit on the side. All right. Let me rinse off my thing. Okay. All right. So this is the instant yeast. You don't have to activate the instant yeast. All right. So come on, let's work with our second. We're gonna do our second experiment. This one, we're going to use yeast right on the flour. Okay. So I'm gonna put this aside. More than one of those, and we're going to use a different one because I want to put some flour down. Oh no, am I putting flour? No, I'm just putting the yeast. No flour in this one. So this one is with just instant yeast. Okay, instant yeast. And for anybody out there who's just learning how to cook or you're just tuning in, whenever you start with a new recipe, make some small dummy batches. All right, so I'm going to show you all what I'm doing right now here. Okay, so here is our surface, and we're just going to add a little bit of yeast down onto the thing. A little bit of yeast. And then we're going to, here's our dough. We're going to just take a piece of our dough. This is 1/3 of the dough right here. And we're going to put this on our yeast, and we're just going to get this inside. We're going to just get this inside. We're just kneading it with our fingers. So if you're just tuning in, we are making homemade New York style pizza. The difference between New York pizza and other pizzas is that New York pizza is very thin. Okay, so this instant yeast, you can already see it's already activating. Do you see that? It's growing as you look at it. Do you see that? Okay. All right. I'm just going to use a small amount of flour just to make it easier to work with. But I don't want to add too much flour because wait, what somebody say too much science? You know something? Science makes the world go round. Okay. A little bit more flour, just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. We're just going to let me get some flour on my fingers. All right, come on. Oh, remember fingers, let me get some flowers on my knuckles. Because fingers, remember fingers are too harsh. Fingers are too harsh. You have to do this with your knuckles. Oops. Everybody's so quiet. Are you mesmerized by the dough? Everyone is so quiet. I don't want more flour. I want it to be as moist as possible. Here. I want the dough to be as moist as possible. I'll put a little more flour on my knuckles. But I want my dough to be as moist as possible because, you know, children don't lie. My niece said the last one was a little dry. So we are going to get this one to stay moist. It's definitely better to work with now that it has risen a little bit. We're gonna get a little more dough on the knuckles. Ms. Molly, you better. How is this homicide to the dough? How? I want to know. If you got some constructive criticism, instead of looking away, help. This is our first time. If you think you know what you're doing, won't you help instead of criticizing? Help. That sounds pretty simple, right? We all in this together. It's not me versus you. It is all a we. Okay. All right. So here, I'm gonna lift the camera up so I can see the junk that you all are talking, and because it's ready. It's ready to go on top of the fist. Okay. So, oh, Lord of mercy. Lord of mercy. All right. All right. Let me just get a little more flour. There's olive oil in it. We put olive oil in it. Olive oil in it. All right, let's get this back on the fist. Where did Miss Molly go? I want to hear from the person who said we murdering this dough. All right. Okay. Okay. Look at that. Isn't that amazing how big this one has gotten? Simply from letting it rise a little bit. Oh! This pizza dough is trying to fly all around the place. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Where Miss Molly go? Here we go. Okay. Miss Molly, where you go? Good golly, Miss Molly. You've left us. All right, Miss Molly. All right. I'm going to try to stretch it just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Just like Jenna said. A little bit more. I know, we got boob pizza now. Well, extra flavor. Extra flavor. Here we go. This is foolishness. It's not. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, here we go. Look at this. It's actually very yeasty, very stretchy now. Okay. All right. All right, so I think it might be ready. I think it might be ready. Let me just get a little bit more flour. I put it on my arm since the thing likes to hang over people's arm like jewelry. Ice, ice, baby. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Okay, there we go. I think it's ready. I think it's ready. Here we go. I think it's ready. I think it's ready. Okay. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to put it on the other thing and get the thing ready. All right? Okay. So we're going to move the dough to the clean thing that doesn't have any flour on it because the last time the flour particles kind of burnt in the oven, so we don't want that. All right. So I'm going to get the camera back down for you all. Okay, so this is our pizza. And we are just using a tomato sauce, a spaghetti sauce from the jar. Okay? And we're going to leave a little bit more crust. My niece says she likes crust, so we're going to leave a little crust for her. All right? Okay. Oh, the oven, I forgot to turn it on. All right. So the oven is back up to 550 degrees. Okay. All right. So there we have it. We're going to use a little bit more sauce this time, just a tiny bit more, tiny bit more. Tiny. Okay. Here, let me see if you can see all of it. Okay. And then we are going to get our cheese. So we are using a low moisture mozzarella cheese as well as a 2.5% fat Italian 4 cheese blend. I'm going to read the cheeses for you. All right, the cheeses are, oh, it has low moisture mozzarella in it. Provolone with smoke flavor, fresh Asiago, and Romano. So it has mozzarella, provolone, Asiago, and Romano. It has no Parmesan in it. I was hoping to have some Parmesan. All right, so we're just gonna use some of this cheese on top. We're making this one a little cheesier than the last one because the last one was an experimental one. So we're experimenting with the sauce and cheese content as well. All right, so there we have it. And we're going to put it in the oven. All right? All right. All right. No more sauce. This is New York style pizza. This is not Chicago style where you have a whole cake in your pizza. All right, come on, everybody. Okay. 225, but the oven is not all the way hot, but I put it down below. I don't know what difference that'll make for the pizza. I really don't know what difference it makes putting it in the oven that's not hot yet. But what we can do is we can start preparing our next, oh, you know what? We need to taste that one before we start preparing our next one. So here we go. Let me close up the yeast. So No Name is saying, I'm so confused on all the different styles of pizza. Okay. So New York style pizza is a thin pizza. The base of the bread of the pizza is very thin. And this is boob double-fisted pizza. Oh goodness, that sounds like I've been through some things. So New York style pizza is very thin, and the slices are a lot larger than in other places. Like New York pizza is a meal in and of itself, right? Chicago pizza is a deep dish pizza. It's like an inch thick and it's delicious. The crust is buttery and bready, and the cheese is baked on the inside. It's like a pie. It really is like a pie. In New York, they call pizza a pie, but in Chicago, it's really more like a pie because it's baked inside of a pan and it's cheesy, it's saucy, it's bready, it's everything that you want if you wanna get fat. It's nice. If you want to just get nice and fat and doughy, you go and you eat some of that. So 227. Let's see. All right, let's keep an eye out. Let's keep an eye out. I hope it gets hot fast. All right. Then Sicilian deep dish pizza is actually just regular New York style pizza with a thicker crust. So the whole thing is like it's like platforms. It's like you know how you have platform shoes and it's just thick all the way around. Okay, so some Ms. Molly is talking. Oh, Ms. Molly, you deserted us when we really needed your help. So you deserted us. So California pizza is a thin crust pizza too, but they put like all of this stuff on it. It's like you have like barbecue chicken and all different Asian fusion on top of your pizza, right? And then there's the pan pizza that you get from Domino's and Papa John's and stuff like that. They use more sauce. Their crust is kind of in between size, and it's mass produced. So it's made to kind of be in between it all. They use a lot of cheese, but in New York, the water and the altitude is perfect for creating New York style pizza. Let's see, Neapolitan pizza. I don't know. That's one I don't know. I don't know what Neapolitan pizza is. Okay, so the cheese is melting on the pizza. The cheese is melting. Yeah, barbecue and all types of stuff they putting on California pizza. I don't get it. I don't get it. But I did go to the California Pizza Kitchen once, and I must admit the pizza was good. The pizza was good. The pizza was good. It was good. It was good. I got and look, Chicago style pizza is good too. Like if I wasn't a New Yorker, I may like Chicago style pizza, but I have to be faithful, you know. All right, so this crust is rising a little bit more than the last one. Okay, so you know, we talk on the internet of people's opinion. You really don't know what point of view people are coming from. So Ms. Molly says next time, instead of making pizza dough, try putting two flour tortillas together. It saves time and it's good. So now you know from what reference Ms. Molly is coming from. So if you would take pizza advice from a person who's talking about putting sauce and cheese on top of a tortilla, then you would understand why she was like, I gotta look away. I ain't saying nothing, but I'm saying something. I ain't saying nothing, but I'm saying something. So when people on the internet criticize you, because remember she said I was murdering the dough, she had to look away, but a tortilla is good enough dough for her. So I ain't gonna say nothing. Miss Molly, you invalidated yourself. Miss Molly, you did it to yourself. You came forward and you let us know what you consider good. So am I going to take pizza advice from a person eating mozzarella and tomato sauce on a tortilla? Hold on, let me turn my thing. Okay, so yeast definitely makes a difference. Whew. A quesadilla pizza, it sounds healthy and good. Miss Pink Secrets has invalidated herself too. I, I, if you're gonna call a cheese and sauce burrito a pizza, I got no words for you. You're finished. All right. So the cheese is bubbling up a lot more on this one. It's like really like blah, 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 blah. Miss Pink Secrets, the fact that you uttered that sound good. Now listen, when I'm in California and it's crunch time and I got a tortilla around and I got some cheese and some sauce, I may put that together, but I'm not going to open my mouth and suggest that as pizza. You know, I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna do that now. Okay. All right. I think we're gonna have to try for middle of the oven next. I'm gonna have to try middle of the oven next because down below it takes much longer. I swear that thing. I think it burnt the hair off my arms. I'm telling you. I think it's gonna take much longer for the cheese to brown down below than up at the top. But you know what? As a matter of fact, I do see the people in the pizza shop turn the pizza around and then take it from the bottom and then put it up at the top towards the end. You so silly, Shark. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, we want to get it to the top, but how shall we do that? Okay. Let's see. I think we'll just leave it there. I really don't know how to get it up because I don't have a flat thing to lift it. The last time I used a little frying pan, but the pizza kind of doubled into it. I don't want that to happen again. So let's just keep checking on it. Okay, looks good. And guess what? It's cooked long enough that it's developing that orange oil that New Yorkers love so much that man was like, you don't want that. And I'm like, who don't want that? You must not be from New York. That's a part of our culture and heritage. All right. I mean, yeah, but see, that's the thing that I'm saying about the small pan. It kind of fell inside. But you know what? Maybe if I use the bottom part of the pan instead of this part. Let's see. No, it's browning. It's browning. It's coming out good. I don't want to chance it. Because that thing, it does not stick to the paper. It doesn't stick to the paper. So if there's anybody out there who wants to find something non-stick to bake with, those it's a permanent parchment sheet and you wash it, nothing sticks to it. I've tried everything, nothing sticks to it. Nothing. And it doesn't burn. It's like silicone coated parchment paper or linen or something. I got it years ago. Okay, let's see. Let's check out pizza again. Okay. See, but the crust is not All right, I'm gonna try pulling it to the top. I'm gonna try. No. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm afraid, honestly. I'm afraid. Oh. It smells good though, I'll tell you that much. It smells good. All right, I'm gonna take it out. Whew. Okay, here's our pizza. I'll show it to you in a second. You turn the oven off. All right. I'll show it to you all right now. Whew. Okay. So this is the pizza. This is it. And it smells divine. It smells, oh, it smells so good. It smells so good. Okay. All right. Okay, so we're just gonna let this cool. The thing is that the cheese was already darkened. The cheese was darkened, so I'm like, do I want the cheese to be darker in waiting for the crust? So I went with taking it out now. Next time we're gonna put it in the middle of the oven. Okay. So yeah, so I'm saying the cheese was darkened. Let me show you the, here's the bottom of the pizza. Some of it came through with all of the sauce. Some of the extra sauce made it bust through the bottom of the pizza. So there's pluses and minuses to everything. All right. If we're gonna use more sauce, we definitely need a thicker bread. You said put it in the middle of the oven. Good. Don't worry, we're gonna put it in the middle next time. All right. So it's time to cut the pizza and try it. Time to cut the pizza and try it. Okay, this one is cheesier. Okay. All right. So here, I'll show you. Okay. So nice and cheesy. Nice and cheesy. Okay. All right. So now we're going to try it. So No Name and Ms. Molly are teaming up together for their tortilla tomato and cheese. All right. So, ooh, it's flopping like New York pizza. Let me fold it and see what we got. Okay, so it folds. So let's take a Mmm. This is good. All right. This is good. Tania? All right. You want to try? All right. So this one, I put a little bit more yeast in it, but it didn't rise more. It's just, it's kind of, It's cheesier though. I'll give you a moment because it's still hot.
No.
You're gonna take it like that? Okay. Here you go. All right, so my niece is gonna try it.
It's good.
Taste it first.
It's good.
What can we do better in the next one?
Nothing. It's perfect.
You think it's perfect?
Mm-hmm.
My niece says she thinks it's perfect. All right. Ask Tiara if she wants to try it. All right. So someone is saying pre-bake the dough and then take it out and put the sauce on. What will that do? I would like to see this risen a little bit more myself. Okay. All right. It's good, and it has the orange oil that New Yorkers love so much. And it has a little bit of crust, but it's not fluffy. It's not fluffy. So I think what we'll do, I'll save the, and you know what? The oil, the crust is not too salty like I thought it was going to be. A tablespoon of salt was perfect. Corn chip pizza. Now you're all going too damn far. You're going too damn far. You're going too damn far. Going too damn far now. All right. I want to eat some more, but I'm waiting for Tiara. Pamela, that is such a delicious and beautiful way of putting that. Wonderful. So Pamela is saying yeast eats sugar, then farts gas. That makes the dough rise. Thank you. Don't want no more now. Thank you.
She said it was good.
You took it all the way upstairs?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
She liked it.
I need to know what it needs to do better for the next one.
She didn't say anything. She just said it was good.
All right, so for you, what can this pizza do to be better?
Nothing.
You keep saying nothing. Don't try to spare my feelings, because the only way that it gets better is if we criticize.
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay.
You acting like it's like a shout right now, Auntie.
Huh?
You acting like you're about to give this to the whole world.
We matter. Our taste buds matter.
Have another one?
Oh, you want another one? Oh, it must be good. She asked me for seconds. Which one do you want?
Onion.
Take whichever one you want, because I know which one I want. Well, I'll take it which one I want then. Go for yours then. Go for yours.
It was good, Auntie.
I'm glad you liked it. All right. All right. Tomorrow's my fast day, so I won't be eating tomorrow. All right. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some more yeast inside there and then let it, I'm going to put some of the instant yeast in there and I'm going to let it rise. I'm sure the oil comes from the sauce and the cheese combined. I'm gonna let it rise. And then I'm gonna just use that to make a bigger pizza. All right? All right. Thank you all. We've been on for 2 hours. Thank you for cooking with Tonya today. We made pizza for the first time with homemade dough from scratch. So Serenity has eaten, let's see, gator, frogs, and bears. This child done ate a damn bear. Oh my God. Not bear meat. No. 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 Not bear meat. No. No. I'm not. No. Mm. 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 Not bear meat. No. I refuse. I'm gonna just erase that from my mind. Mm. This is delicious. Dip this way and found the emoji. All right. All right. Was she Asian? No name. Was she Asian? I'm just gonna ask. I ain't trying to be funny either. No name said, I saw a woman eating a whole turtle with meat still in the shell. Unbelievable. So Thank you all for coming along this journey and helping me out. I know I made fun of some of you, but we're family. That's what family does sometimes. Okay? It was all done in love, all done in fun and love. And typically it's some very pretty Asian young woman who is eating the most hideous things, and people just tune in just for the shock and awe of it. And I don't think it's funny, actually. I don't think it's funny. Wow, turtle meat is popular. I'm so glad I'm vegetarian. I do not eat animals. All right, so listen, everybody. Thank you for coming out. We're going to sign off. I'm going to give you all an opportunity to say your farewells. Then I don't know what we are making the day after tomorrow. I don't know what we're making the day after tomorrow. I typically like to eat very simply. You know, I like to eat simple. Some stir-fried veggies and quinoa. Hey, LaRon, you still in the building? You were quiet for a very long time. I didn't know you were still here. So special shout out to LaRon, who was the first one on the broadcast, last one on the broadcast, notifications gang. I sent it out to my mailing list first. So if you're on my mailing list, let me see how many people here on my mailing list. If you're on my mailing list, put up the number 3. If you're on my mailing list. I want to see who's here for my mailing list. Put up a 3. Why can't somebody do a mukbang of eating cactus? Okay, so we got a bunch of mailing list people in the house. Okay. Okay. All right. Welcome in. Welcome. I see Shatarika is in the house. Shatarika and I got into a little tiff in email once when I called her Shati. But I guess she didn't like the nickname, but I'm sorry. It's your name. I don't see how anyone could not like their name. But it's okay. I have no hard feelings. I see you have none either. All right. Who else is here from the mailing list? Let me give the mailing list people a shout out. We got Jasmine, Breezy F, Dipped in Indigo, Shauna, No Name, LaRon, Dawn, SL, Miss W, and Cola. Oh my goodness, and Cola, after we got into our little tiff about your Harlem card being revoked, but it's okay. It's all right. You know, it's all in love. Welcome in, all my mailing list people. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Okay, so we got Shark that's on the mailing list. So put up the number 3 if you're on my mailing list and you got the notification from if you got the email from my mailing list. So welcome in everyone from the mailing list. Thank you for coming in, eating and cooking pizza with me today. I'm going to put some fast-acting yeast inside the rest of the dough. So this is the dough right here. It has risen nicely. I'm going to use this to make one pizza. I'm going to sprinkle this with water. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mix the fast-acting yeast, the instant yeast inside the water, and then sprinkle it on there and mix it up a little and then just let it rise because I want a thicker crust for the pizza. All right? All right, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for cooking with me today. Thank you for spending 2 hours of your life with me today. Leave some comment below, thumbs up. Make sure that you're subscribed to this channel because this is the new channel. So especially if you came over through the mailing list, make sure that you're subscribed to this channel because we've left the old channel alone because it was in a vortex because the channel was 12 years old and YouTube made a lot of changes that the old channels just kind of fell by the wayside. All right, so I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everyone. Bye, bye, bye. I'm just going to prepare my yeast right now while everyone says goodbye. And I'm going to get my yeast inside a little bit of water and sprinkle that water on the dough. On the dough. Oops. And here's the yeast. Oops. How why did I just spill that? Unbelievable. At least I know this yeast is active because it's already starting to do its thing. I just don't want to put too much water in there. Because okay, welcome in, Shark. You were quiet then. I didn't see your name come up much during the chat today. All right. Okay, everyone. Have a great day, everybody. And then we'll do some more talking again so that we can talk about how this corona is affecting everybody out there. New York, the situation is dire here. It's just pure craziness. Pure craziness in New York. Sad situation. A lot of people dying. Ambulance roaring all day long. And then not only are people dying from COVID, but people are dying who couldn't get treatment because of COVID. You know what I mean? Let me give this a little bit of sugar. I forgot about the sugar. Let me give it a little bit of sugar to make sure that the yeast can eat. All right. So think about all of the people who have normal health issues. I don't want, you know what I mean. I'm not saying that some issues are abnormal, but just typical health issues. All the people having health issues who can't get help. Who can't get help because of, I was going to say Crotona, because of Corona. Okay. I'm just mixing this. I'll just show you before we go. Show you what I'm doing. I'm just mixing up this. I'm just mixing this up with the new yeast. And I'm just going to just let this sit. I'm gonna add a little bit more flour, don't worry, for all of you flour freaks out there. Yes, we're still here. I keep saying goodbye and not leaving because there's still more that needs to be done. A little bit more flour, little bit more. I'm just trying to get all of that yeast inside there. Little bit more flour. I used white sugar. That's what's inside the house right now. But typically I use cane juice, evaporated cane juice. Oh, I'm so into what I'm doing, I forgot. Oh, goodness. Okay, so now the dough is losing most of its stickiness. Still sticky dough, but, you know, what can we do? What will it take for my dough to be moist but not sticky? What will it take? Oh, honey instead of sugar. Remember, the sugar is not for the dough. The sugar is for the yeast. The yeast needs to eat the sugar. So it doesn't give it a sweetness, but your yeast needs to eat sugar. And from what I learned from making kombucha, you cannot substitute other sweeteners for sugar because it needs to be able to eat the compound of of the cane juice. So the whatever sucrose or whatever it is that's inside cane juice, the yeast needs that to eat. So it's like if you want to work with bacteria and stuff like that, if you want to make kombucha, because kombucha is not sweet. Like when you make homemade kombucha, it's not sweet. But the yeast, if you want it to ferment, then you need to get rid of your fear of sugar and allow your yeast to eat sugar even if you can't. Get dirty pizza, huh? Well, we had boob pizza earlier, so why not? Why not? Okay. I don't want to add too much flour to it, but it's still sticky. And I don't understand why it's still sticky after all of the flour I put in it. All right. I think biscuits have egg in them. There's no egg in this. Because I've made biscuits before and there's no yeast in biscuits. Yeast makes your bread chewy. So biscuits, you use the egg to make it rise. You may even put some baking powder in it depending on the recipe you're using. But when I've made biscuits in the past, it was egg, butter, salt, flour, and water. Okay, I think this is ready to just rest. It's not sticky anymore, see? Not sticky, so I think we did it. I think we did it. Uh-oh, sticky again. Just put a little bit of flour on the fingers. And just, I think we're ready. Let me just shape my dough, see if we can shape it. Let me get some flour on this hand. Shape our dough. Okay, let's get that dough shaped. I feel like it's not kneaded well because look at how lumpy the dough is. Get that dough shaped. All right. Now we're just gonna leave this and let it rise. There we go. All right. All right. Thank you all. I really appreciate all of the love. I'm gonna douse this with a little bit of water. and put it on top of the stove. So ladylike. I'm gonna let this rise. Talking with food in my mouth. I lost all my manners. All right, so it's gonna rise back there on top of the oven. I'm just gonna clean up. All right. I'll try to go live more often so that we can spend time together. You know, if some of you are out there really, which you're crawling up the walls or whatever. I know this can be a very hard time for some people, so I'll try to go live more often so that we can, you know, be with each other. You know what I mean? Here come Gypsy Love. Can somebody explain to Gypsy Love why there's no warm, damp towel? Anybody explain to her why there's no warm, damp towel? All right. This is a gas stove. Somebody said they see a pilot light. My boob is popping out. What's going on? My dough won't spill over, but apparently my boobs will. Woo! Oh Lord, you're so silly. Talking about Dr. Chris is gonna come for me. So silly. All right. So now I just have to wipe up the table and wash the dishes and sweep the little bits of flour off the floor. So thank you all for coming out with me. This time is farewell for real. I will see you all later. All right. Thank you for coming out. Gypsy saying por qué. So silly. I'll see you all later. Peace.